Better watch out. WQXR's Christmas party from the Greene Space is about to begin. Stay tuned for a Facebook Live of WQXR's Christmas party, live from the Greene Space. Better watch out. Maybe something a little naughty, a little nice. WQXR's Christmas party from the Greene Space is about to begin. Thank you, Jeffrey Beagle. And welcome to the WQXR Christmas party. I'm Elliott Forrest. That was Jeffrey and Carolyn Taylor's arrangement of the First Noel, merging with the Tchaikovsky concerto. Leonard Bernstein called Jeffrey a splendid musician and brilliant performer. His CD, A Steinway Christmas, you have heard on WQXR for many years, is a beautiful recording, and we play him all the time. And he's just been nominated for a Grammy Award for his work with composer Kenneth Fuchs, and he'll be back later in the show. Joining me on stage is the one and only Annie Bergen.
Thank you, Elliott. Thank you, Elliott. And so glad to see so many of you in person and online for our holiday celebration here in the Greene Space. And what better way to be merry and bright this holiday season than with some of New York's finest musicians. And we have a whole great lineup for you today. Our first guest has been called one of the best tenors in the world, and Opera News says he's at the top of his game. Stephen Costello is a Richard Tucker winner and regular at the Met and opera houses around the world. And last month, he released his first solo album called Ate Okara. He's about to head overseas for a production of La Boheme in Dresden and Mannheim. But before he heads out to the airport at JFK, we've asked him to stop by and spend some time with us today. So please welcome Stephen Costello with Ji Young Lee at the piano.
Tenor Stephen Costello. Give it up for him again. Costello. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Now, you know that song was made famous by Julie Garland in a film called Meet Me in St. Louis. How about that? Yes. Thanks to our pianist as well as our tenor. Our pianist was Ji Young Lee. And that may not be the only time that we get to hear that tune next. I'm Terrance McKnight. I'm the evening host here at WQXR. And with me is our new kid on the block, our creative director. This is Clemency Burton-Hill. So in addition to her work as a broadcaster, she's also a violinist. She just wrote a book called Year of Wonder, which explores a different piece of classical music for every day of the year. Clemency Burton-Hill.
Thank you very much, Terrance McKnight. And thank you all for the warm welcome. Terrance, what's your favorite Christmas song?
The one he just sang.
Fan of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas? I'm very glad to hear that. Any other faves in there? Any particular holiday traditions that you'd like to share with our audience today?
Well, you know what? I was going to tell this story later, but I'll just tee it up a little bit now. I grew up, in church a lot, and I never had to sing in a chorus because I was the pianist. I was always the pianist, and I just got to watch singers and listen to singers, but then it changed, and I'll tell you about that later on. Please welcome this group of musicians. Clemency's going to introduce them to you.
We have a wonderful pianist making her way to the stage now, Shanie Wang. She has been described as a steely-fingered virtuoso of the old school. She's performed throughout the US, Europe, Central and South America, as well as her native China. And she recently joined the faculty at the Manus School of Music. Her ensembles: violinists Bella Horvath, Jeffrey Wang and Ross Tesoriero, cellist Kumi Lee, bass Sam Zerner, and clarinet and flute Philip Varicchio. A very warm welcome to them all, please. They are going to perform for us two medleys of favourite Christmas carols. Take it away.
Shanie Wang and friends. Big round of applause. Wow, thank you so much. Shanie Wang, piano. Our violinist, Bella Horva. Jeffrey Wang, Ross Tesorario. Kumi Lee on cello, bassist Sam Zerna, and clarinet flute, Philip Vericchio. Thank you all so much. And the arrangements today by Clint Edwards. Thank you so much. Cheyenne, that was wonderful. Thank you. A big round of applause. I'm Matt Abramovitz, and I'm joined by Annie Bergen.
Thanks, Matt. And a couple years ago here at the Greene Space, we were so thrilled to have the esteemed vocal ensemble, the King Singers, pay us a visit for a lovely Christmas concert. So we're going to show you some highlights from that concert now, and then be back with more live music.
The prettiest sight we'll see is the holly that will be on your own front door. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10, glistening once again. Candy canes and silver lanes aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Christmas toys in every store. But the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. A pair of hop-along boots and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Barney and Ben. Clothes and we'll talk and we'll go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jen. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go. Now there's a tree at the Grand Hotel. One in the park as well. The sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Bells will start to ring. And the thing that'll make them ring is the carol that you sing within your heart. It's beginning to look a lot like everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10, listening once again. With candy canes and silver lanes aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store. In every but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. Sure, it's Christmas time once more. Beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Let's hear it for the King Singers. They were terrific. Having a good time so far? This is great. Yeah. A lot much ahead. Now, you go back a long way with this next performer, right, Clemency?
I do indeed. It's the wonderful tenor Andrew Staples, who, like me, hails from Britain. I think we first met almost 20 years ago. We were both music scholars at Cambridge University. Happy days. Now, in addition to being a world-renowned tenor who is much in demand with opera companies and leading orchestras around the world, Andrew's also a very accomplished director of operas and a photographer. His pictures have appeared on the front cover of magazines like The Strad and BBC Music Magazine. And I'm very happy to report that he's just been nominated for a Grammy as well for his Dr. Atomic record. Woo! So We will be keeping our fingers crossed for that Grammy. He is, I'm happy to say, making his Met Opera debut in New York next year, but he's been in New York all this week singing with the New York Philharmonic and their Messiah. So he's very kindly, before he heads to JFK, agreed to come and sing more music from the Messiah for us, in addition to the beautiful carol In the Bleak Midwinter with music by Harold Dark, and that one is set to a poem by Christina Rossetti. So Andrew Staples is the tenor. He'll be joined by Ji-Young Lee on piano. Give them a very warm welcome.
Of him that cried in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make straight in the desert a highway for our God. The crooked state and the rough places plain. straight, and thereof places play.
Thank you so much. That was the tenor Andrew Staples. We just heard Harold Dark's version of In the Bleak Midwinter. And before that, some selections from Handel's Messiah. And Andrew was joined by pianist Ji-Young Lee. Now, just a quick reminder that we have a very special offer for those of you who feel you could make a charitable donation to WQXR this festive season. You have to do it, though, before midnight tonight. All you have to do is text the letters WQXR to the number 70101. That's 70101. Text WQXR. And whatever your donation is, we will send you this fabulous winter beanie. You definitely want that this season. It'll keep your heads warm. Don't wait too long. The offer ends at midnight tonight. 70101. WQXR. Thank you so much for joining us live in the Greene Space this Sunday afternoon. I'm Clemency Burton-Hill and joined by Terrance McKnight.
I'm looking for the basses. Where are the basses? All right, yeah. See, our next group of performers, these young people are from the Young New Yorkers Chorus. This chorus started in 2001, and it describes itself as a post-collegiate community choir whose mission is to bring choir music to a new generation of audiences. Now, these folks have performed all over the city, places like Merkin Hall, Symphony Space, the Knitting Factory, Lincoln Center, and finally, they're here at the Greene Space. And here's a bit of a Christmas story. So I hid behind piano most of my life until I got into college, and I needed a music scholarship, and the Glee Club director said, well, if you want a music scholarship, you gotta sing in my Glee Club. And it was one of the best experiences of my life, because in choral singing, you learn about sharing, you learn about listening, you learn that your part is not the most important part, that the sum of the parts are bigger than the part itself. So choral singing and choral music is wonderful, and it's especially wonderful for this season of year. So please welcome these singers, the New Yorkers Chorus. Give them another hand.
It's not going to happen today, but I'm just saying, who wants to hear Terrance McKnight singing Christmas music? Just saying, everybody. Next year, you know where you need to be. So we're going to hear two carols next, Lo, How a Rose Ere Blooming, and Deck the Halls. And Alex Canovas is the artistic director and conductor. Take it away, guys. Thank you so much.
Song. fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Troll the ancients' Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, fa la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, fa la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, fa la 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 la. Fast away the old year passes, fa la 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 la. Hail the new year, lads and lasses, fa la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together, fa la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, fa la 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 la.
Young New Yorkers Chorus. Give them a hand. Wow. They sang two carols for us. Deck the Halls and Lo, How a Rose Air Blooming. Their conductor and artistic director is Alex Konovas. I'm Terrance McKnight, and I'm standing with a voice that's so familiar to the night owls of New York City. She's been a staple here at WQXR since the 80s. She also has a career as a lecturer, a writer. She knows just about everything you need to know about opera. This is our dear, our darling, Nimet Habachy.
Thank you, everybody. It's wonderful to be here. How lovely to see you all, and a lovely, lovely time of it. Our next performer is Conrad Tao. He is a composer and a pianist who has been called ferociously talented by Time Out New York. Ferociously. It's good, huh? He started his season this year with a world premiere of his composition, Everything Must Go, which was commissioned and performed by the New York Philharmonic. His awards are many. And these include the Gilmore Young Artist, which is awarded every 2 years to a promising young pianist. Tao won the Avery Fisher Career Grant and was also named a Lincoln Center Emerging Artist. He's leaving soon for a concert in Seoul, Korea. Here he is to perform the pas de deux from The Nutcracker. Welcome, Conrad Tao. Pianist Conrad Tao performing the pas de deux from Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker. The dance, of course, for the Sugar Plum Fairy and Prince Coqueluche. Thank you very much, Conrad. Annie, what's next?
Thank you so much, Nimet. We are live from the Greene Space on Classical New York, 105.9 FM and HD, WQXR Newark, and 90.3 FM, WQXW Ossining. Those are the formalities. Thank you all again for coming in person and tuning in online for this great holiday celebration. Nimet, we have soprano Jennifer Johnson Cano, who has given more than 100 performances at the Metropolitan Opera. She's there now in the role of Emilia in Otello, and she recently performed at Carnegie Hall with Anna Netrebko and Malcolm Martineau. And performing with her is Greg Kaler. He's a pianist and composer who recently premiered a new suite of operatic sketches from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein in the catacombs at Greenwood Cemetery. And he also released a new album, and that's called The Telltale Heart. So I see a theme here, a little horror theme. But today they've brought holiday music with them. They're going to perform a medley of two favorite carols. So please welcome Jennifer Johnson Cano and Greg Kaler.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you home. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go. Let's look at the show. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, it's grand. Just holding your hand. We're gliding along with the song. We're gliding along with the song. We're gliding along with the song of a wintry fairyland.
taxis and walks on the High Line, all-night bodegas, a bright glowing skyline, kindness from strangers you pass on the street, cold winter nights with a single malt. And slices of pizza, drag queens and chic scenes and high fashionistas, broken down subways and streets paved with dreams. These are a few of my favorite things. When the rent soars, when the trains break, when I'm feeling I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Cream-colored ponies and crisp apple strudel, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorites. Gritty, sublime art, immigrant families that come for a new start. 9 dozen languages fly through the air. Fast pace, not much space, and no time to spare. Philosophers waxing rhapsodic, straight-laced and grim-faced, who crave the erotic, crazy, ambitious, eccentrics who thrive. Where else on earth can you feel so alive? When the rent soars, when the trains break, when I'm feeling so favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad.
Beautiful, beautiful. Lovely. Lovely. Live on WQXR, Jennifer Johnson Cano, mezzo soprano. Let's hear it. How beautiful was that? Sleigh ride and a new take on my favorite things. We're live on WQXR in the Greene Space. I'm Elliott Forrest. Can you believe how many people are in this show? If I turned to you and said, please welcome the entire Mormon Tabernacle Choir, you'd probably go, oh, wow, great. That'd be perfect. Terrance, who's up next?
Our next performer is a staple at WQXR. This is Bridget Kibby. She performs on several of our programs, including sometimes she shows up on our beer jam. That's a whole lot of fun on a Friday night. Bridget is the go-to harpist for so many ensembles around town. Annually, she performs with the Knights Chamber Music Society of Lincoln Center, Camerata Pacifica. Her solo debut album is called Love Is Come Again. It was named one of the top 10 releases by Time Out New York. Today, in the Greene Space, she's playing music by Benjamin Britten. We'll hear a ceremony of carols and a medley. Go Tell It on the Mountain, and one of my old favorites, 'Tis So Sweet. This is Bridget Kibby.
The amazing Bridget Kibby. How beautiful was that? She's been called the Yo-Yo Ma of the harp. An interlude by Benjamin Britten. Go Tell It on the Mountain of Sweet medley. Thank you so much, Bridget. Clemency.
Well, we are going to reset the stage for some more exciting music coming up shortly. And while we do that, we're going to relive another fabulous performance that took place here at the Greene Space. This one features the male vocal ensemble Cantus. They sing music from the Renaissance right through to the 21st century. And they hail from Minnesota. Shout out to any Minnesotans in the house, or hopefully listening on the radio. They joined us here at the Greene Space for a very special Christmas concert last year. Not as special as this one, though, and it wasn't live on the radio. So this we're going to see is their rendition of God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. For Jesus Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day, to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. From God our heavenly Father a blessed angel came, and unto certain shepherds brought tidings of the same, how that in Bethlehem was born the Son of God by name. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. The shepherds at those tidings rejoiced much in mind, and left their flocks a feeding in tempest, storm, and wind, and went to Bethlehem straightway this blessed babe to find. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. But when to Bethlehem they came, whereat this infant lay, they found him in a manger where oxen feed on hay, his mother Mary kneeling unto the Lord did pray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Now to the Lord sing praises, all you within this place, and with true love and brotherhood each other now embrace. This holy child of Christmas all others doth deface. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Beautiful. Let's hear it for Cantus. Welcome back. Elliott Forrest here live on WQXR. You are in for something quite special now. This is one of my oldest and dearest friends. Martha Mooke is a multi-genre composer and not only violist, but electroacoustic violist. She actually had a hand in designing this instrument you're actually seeing here today. She's played not only with classical musicians, but rock musicians. She's played with David Bowie and Patti Smith, Philip Glass, Barbra Streisand. She's been commissioned by a bunch of different people for different organizations. She's an educator. And some of you may recall that Martha was here for a couple of years when we did a Christmas carol right here in the Greene Space. We are thrilled. You're going to enjoy this. Please welcome Martha Mooke.
Live from the Greene Space, the amazing Martha Mooke and her incredible playback equipment. I bet that's the Carol of the Bells. I bet that's a favorite carol of a lot of you, right? Yes, great. Great rendition. 1914 was when it was written, and it was based on a simple Ukrainian folk melody. I know everyone loves that. Thank you, Martha Mooke. I'm Annie Bergen. We're live in the Greene Space celebrating the Christmas season with great music here, and Terrance McKnight is with me. What's up next?
Janae Bridges. She's a mezzo-soprano, very, 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 very busy, but she took some time out to come spend this holiday with us. Janae has been performing in San Francisco. She's going to be Carmen out in San Francisco. She's going to be in Barcelona. And she'll be doing Girls of the Golden West in Amsterdam, so she'll be out here. Now, she's going to bring a pianist Aaron Dill, who was recently in New Jersey. He was playing Florence Price's Piano Concerto and George Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue just a couple weeks ago in New Jersey. Aaron has been called the real Dill by Wynton Marsalis. He performs with orchestras all over the country, right here in New York, Los Angeles, Cleveland Orchestra. He works to bridge gaps that exist between classical music and jazz. Aaron was here earlier this year helping us with WQXR Family Concert. So please welcome Aaron Dill on piano and mezzo-soprano Janae Bridges.
Didn't know you'd come to save us, Lord, to take our sins away. Our eyes were blind, we couldn't see. We didn't know who you were. Long time ago, you were born, sweet little Jesus boy. They made you be born in a manger. This world treats you mean, Lord. It treats me mean too. But that's how things are done down here. We didn't know who you were. You done told us how, and we are trying. Master, you done shown us how. Even as you were dying, just seemed like we can't do right. Look how we treated you. But please, sir, forgive us, Lord. We didn't know it was you. Sweet little Jesus boy, born awake, for the slave is a brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, let all within us praise his holy name. Christ is the Lord. We'll praise his name forever. His glory and love evermore proclaim. His love and
Oh, Holy Night, Sweet Little Jesus Boy, and she began with Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Mezzo, Janae Bridges, Aaron Dill on piano. We're live here in the Greene Space. We are live here in the Greene Space on a special Sunday afternoon celebrating this beautiful holiday with our listeners around the world and here in the studio. I'm Terrance McKnight. Again, that was Janae Bridges and Aaron Dill performing Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, Sweet Little Jesus Boy, and Oh Holy Night. We're going to go to some video now, this time with the Grammy-winning Brooklyn Youth Chorus. The chorus is made up of students from across the 5 boroughs. The Brooklyn Youth Chorus came to the Greene Space as part of their 2016 WQXR Artists in Residency. Led by conductor Christopher Burke, here they are singing the spiritual Rise Up Shepherd and Follow.
Rise on up. Up.
Rise up.
Rise on up.
Rise on up.
Up.
Rise up.
Rise on up.
Rise on up.
Up.
Rise up.
Rise on up.
Rise on up.
Up.
Rise up.
Rise on up.
Rise on up. There's a star in the east on Christmas. Rise on up. Oh, rise up, shepherd, and follow. It will lead to the place where the Savior. Rise on up. Rise up, shepherd, and follow.
Rise on up.
Follow. Rise up, shepherd, and follow. Follow the star of Bethlehem. Rise up, shepherd, and follow.
Rise on up.
Rise up.
Rise on up.
Rise on up.
Up.
Rise up.
Rise on up.
Rise on up. Leave your sheep and leave your lambs. Rise up, shepherd, and follow. Leave your ewes and leave your rams. Rise up, shepherd, and follow.
Rise on up.
Follow. Rise up, shepherd, and follow. Follow the star of Bethlehem. Rise up, shepherd, and follow.
Rise on up.
Follow. Rise up, shepherd, and follow. Follow the star of Bethlehem. Rise up, shepherd, and follow. If you take good heed to the angel's words, rise up. Oh, rise up, shepherd, and follow. Rise you'll forget your hurts. Rise up, shepherd, and follow. Rise up, follow. Rise up, shepherd, and follow. Rise on up, follow the star of Bethlehem. Rise up, shepherd, and follow. Follow the star of Bethlehem. Rise up, shepherd, and follow.
By members of the Brooklyn Youth Chorus, who were here in the Greene Space just 2 years ago in a phenomenal holiday concert on Classical New York, WQXR. I'm Annie Bergen, and we have got just a few more acts left in our holiday celebration, and I'm here with Matt Abramovitz to tell us what's happening next.
Well, if you've ever wondered what Juilliard students do when they're not practicing or studying counterpoint and theory, they get together and blow off steam playing pop music. That is the origin story of this next group. They are all Juilliard recent alums or students, and they've gotten together to play pop music on their very classically trained instruments. They call themselves JHM Jams. Their founder is Ken Kubota, the cellist, and I'll turn it over to them. JHM Jams on WQXR. JHM Jams, carrying on the long WQXR tradition of featuring Mariah Carey. We also heard White Christmas and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Thank you so much. On drums, Johnny Steele. Johnny Steele. Bassist, Perrin Grace. Violin, Sumire Hirotsuru. John Henry Crawford, cello. And the band's founder, Ken Kubota, cello. Thank you so much for JHM Jams live from the Greene Space on WQXR.
So many beautiful things about WQXR. One thing that happens on our station, you can go all over the world in 15 minutes of listening to music. So next, we're going to Spain. I want to introduce you all to a guitarist that the newspaper, one of these newspapers around here, says he's truly evocative player. That's the Washington Post.
Is that around here?
Yeah, it's not too far. Now, Rupert Boyd, he's a New York-based guitarist. He's originally from Australia. Now he's crisscrossed the globe playing Carnegie Hall. He played in Barcelona, Nepal, every state in Australia. He's also the co-artistic director of Gather NYC, which is a weekly concert series that happens at Subculture right here in the city. So now, our Christmas special takes us to Spain.
And you know what you need in Spain? Is a warm hat. I do want to remind you that if you're listening right now here in New York, and you might be going to Spain in a minute, you do want to have the WQXR knit cap. Text the call letters WQXR to 70101 with a contribution of any amount. It's very easy to do. And that offer is only good until midnight tonight. So time is running out to get in on this knit hat so we can fill your ears with music and cover them as well.
Matt Abramovich, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome now to our stage and to our radio audience, guitarist Rupert Boyd.
Spanish songs. Christmas Eve and The Child of the Mother. Thank you. And this is Classical 105.9 FM and HD WQXR Newark and 90.3 FM WQXR Ossining. And we have one more performer, Clebby. What's going on?
We do indeed, Nimet. Thank you so much. It's pianist Jeffrey Beagle, the recent Grammy nominee, no less. I promise I haven't been drinking eggnog all afternoon. He opened our show so beautifully. He's going to close it out again now with two songs. The first one is called Christmas Lullaby. It's by Anne Hampton Calloway. But we're also going to hear Grown Up Christmas List by David Foster. And Beagle actually arranged these songs himself from a 2001 Christmas Memories recording by Barbara Streisand. Some of you may have heard of her. She occasionally does some singing. But who needs Barbara in the house when you have Jeffrey Beagle? Thank you so much.
Jeffrey Beagle. Live on WQXR from the Greene Space at our Christmas radio party. Jeffrey, you stick around for one more? You do one more thing for us? I hope. I need a pianist. So we like to try something in the tradition of a true Christmas party and do a little singing. Now, we'd like to have you join us. You probably know the words, but we're also going to put them up on the screens. But we're going to try something. Now, you know that all of the hosts here are very talented at talking on the radio. And you're about to find out why we don't also sing on the radio. We're going to do one verse, take care of a little business, then ask you to join along. We'd like to thank all of our performers today for spending their Sunday afternoon with all of us on a rainy day here inside the Greene Space.
And they are Stephen Costello, Ji-Young Lee, Shanie Wang and friends, Andrew Staples, the Young New Yorkers Chorus, Conrad Tao, Jennifer Johnson Cano and Greg Kaler, Bridget Kibby, Martha Mooke, Janae Bridges and Aaron Deal, JHM Jams, Rupert Boyd, and Jeffrey Beagle.
And we'd also like to thank the team at the Greene Space, especially our own Eileen Delahunty, who is backstage making all the trains run on time, as well as Christine Herskovitz, Aaron Dalton, and Ellie Smerling, and the whole team here in the front of the house. Thank you so much for making this all possible. Are we ready to sing?
Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year.